What's going on, everybody? It is Uturn Crowbat here, and you are watching Uturn Central. Now, before I get started, please make sure you go into my description. Make sure you click on the links for the Pokemon groups. Make sure you show Poketown some Uturn love. That would be awesome. I am bringing you another Wi-Fi battle. This time against a good friend of mine named Pete. He goes by the name of Rhyquinn. So his link will be in my description down there. So make sure you definitely show him some Uturn love. That would be fantastic. I know he's gonna be appreciating all the support that you guys give him and everything, so just make sure you do that. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate it myself. So let's get right into this battle, because this battle brings, well, surprises. I mean, there are a couple Pokemon that I haven't really faced. Granted, I've been in a lot of battles, I faced a lot of Pokemon, but there are certain things that I haven't really faced yet. So he goes out and does Weavile, and I go into my Vulcanite because I wasn't really predicting he was going to go into an Ice Pokemon. I just wanted to get the Intimidate off, you know? So, I do get my Intimidate off, and that's excellent because I don't want this Weavile taking my Arcanine down, but he ends up withdrawing, and I gotta say, this is our very first battle he and I have ever had together. So I end up getting the Willow safely on the Flygon. I didn't really want to take a chance of using a Flare Blitz, so I wanted to do a safe play, you know, and just get the Willow on whoever he just has to bring in. So I end up getting my Protect because I want to kind of feel this Flygon out. Flygon is one of the Pokemon that I haven't really faced in a while. So I do use the Protect, and luckily I don't get any damage, but he ends up using Rock Slide again. It does not do anything to me, because I am I'm Vulcanine. And two, he was just mainly trying to get the flinch on me, but unfortunately it did not really work for him all that well. But he does get the burn, and that's really unfortunate for him because Flygon can be an excellent Pokemon, just depending on how you use it, you know? He can be a great Pokemon to use. But I end up getting the Flare Blitz on the Flygon because I'm figuring, you know, at this point I can just take him out. He wasn't really living with too much HP, so you know, I can just take him out with the Flare Blitz, and the recoil for Flare isn't gonna really hurt me all that much, so, you know, it's whatever, I gotta take a chance. So, he ends up going out into his Electivire, and I know what this Electivire can do. However, I know what mine can do. I wasn't really sure what his could do, so I wanted to switch out just to play it safe, because I don't want my Arcanine going down, but he ends up hitting me with an Ice Punch. And that's really unfortunate because my Blissey is frozen. Luckily for me, though, he does get the Rocky Helmet damage, which is excellent. I did have lefties on my Blissey, if you recall. So, I don't want to really put lefties back on Blissey because Rocky Helmet on my Blissey is pretty good. I don't know really what you guys do with your Blissies, but I put Rocky Helmet on mine. So I end up using Protect, just kind of feel this thing out, because I figure this thing will know, you know, a low kick, you know, some sort of fighting move, but he ends up, using the Pursuit, just predicting that I'm going to switch out, but I don't, because I want to see what this Weavile can do, you know, so I end up hitting the Seismic Toss on the Weavile, doing some major damage to him, but unfortunately, he takes my Blissey out, which is fine. It's not really fine. My Blissey kind of did its thing. I'm not really sure what that was, but congratulations, Blissey, on doing that. So I ended up switching out into my Arcanine because my Vulcanine, man, my Vulcanine can take some damage. He can take some awesome damage. So I ended up getting the Intimidate off, which is awesome, but he ends up switching out into his Glaceon. Now, when I was talking to him during this battle, he was telling me that he had a plan. He had a plan up here, and unfortunately, he wasn't really predicting all that well. This turned out to be a great battle nonetheless, but it was just rather unfortunate, you know, that, I don't know. Rhyquinn, you and I are going to have another battle. So, he ends up going into his Afro-Aware and Bouffalant. And he ends up hitting my Vulcanine. Oh man, my Vulcanine with a head charge. And I can't take that all that well. I can take it, but it's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. And so, I end up just barely taking that Bouffalant out right there. As you can see. But he ends up just wiping my bulking off the face of the planet because that head charge is a problem, you know? So don't get hit with a Bouffalant's head. It hurts. But luckily, you know, he's just barely living with a sliver. So I end up bringing my Honchkrow out, sucker punching the Bouffalant. Now, my big veto, my Honchkrow doesn't know Moxie, so I can just spam sucker punch if I wanted to. But I end up just using the sucker punch right here on the Electivire just to take this thing out. I did not want to be that guy, you know, that guy who just spams a sucker punch when he's in the win, because I'm a nice guy. I am a nice guy. I am not going to do that to a friend of mine. It could have gotten me a win, you know, but I did not want to use sucker punch and just do that to him, you know. It would have been a short battle, so I didn't want that. So he ends up using the Ice Shard and taking my Honchkrow out. And it's a crit nonetheless. It's a crit. Shady Penguin, yes. But that crit wouldn't have mattered. He would have taken my Honchkrow out if I was living at full HP anyway. So he ends up hitting my Tangrowth with an Ice Shard, and I am weak to ice, but I do not go down. My Tangrowth is a bulky grass rubber band mixture ball. So I end up taking the Weavile out right there, which is awesome. That's exactly what I want to do, because that Weavile knows too many moves that will hurt me. So I end up taking him out because, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, you know? And I needed to take him out. So he ends up using the Hail, which would have been good. However, he you know, used a turn. So I end up using my turn and using the Leech Seed on the Glaceon, which does a decent amount, because he's not weak to it or anything. He's just, you know, damaged by it. He's not really resistant to it, which is fine. That's why I wanted to use the Leech Seed. I wanted to get some damage off because, I mean, I guess I could have used my Earthquake. I could have used the Growth/Earthquake mixture and do it up like that. I don't know what I'm doing here, but it looks fun. But he ends up using the Blizzard on my Tangrowth and taking him out. Now that was a great battle on a great play on his part, because he ended up using, you know, Blizzard and just wiping my Tangrowth off the face of the planet. Now I'm not really sure why his Weavile didn't know Blizzard. I mean, it's perfectly fine that he didn't, but I'm not really sure why he didn't know Blizzard. So I ended up going on to Noivern, because mine is Choice Bandit or Choice Scarf, I'm not really sure, but I ended up taking the Glaceon out with my Flamethrower. Woo for that. So he ends up going on to a Scrafty. His Scrafty. And so he's the Moxie type, which is worrisome because, you know, so I end up going on to my Alakazam because I want to try and get some damage off, or at least, you know, confuse the SLB. So he ends up using the Dragon Claw on the Alakazam, which does a major amount of damage, which kind of scared me at that moment in time because he could just easily pick up the one right here, you know? So I end up Mega Evolving, and I'm thinking, you know, what can I do? What can I do? So I end up tracing the Moxie, which is awesome. Moxie Alakazam is amazing. So I end up getting the Signal Beam on the Scrafty just to get some confusion. But it doesn't really matter because he ends up taking me out with a crunch. Which is, you know, it sucks because he gets the Moxie, but it's whatever. I gotta move on. So at this point, you know, I'm just thinking, what can I do to take this Scrafty out? So I end up going on to my Noivern because I know I can try and take this thing out with a Dragon Pulse, with the Dragon Pulse. But look at that! Look at that! He's living with what? 1 HP? That's incredible. And how am I living with what? 2? 12? I don't even know! How am I living? I don't know. But I end up taking him out with a Dragon Pulse, second Dragon Pulse, and that will be the game. Now that is an incredible match. I don't know what you guys think, but definitely let me know in the comment section below, because I want to know what you guys think. How is he living with what, 1 HP? How is I living with 2 HP? How does that happen? Unless he had the focus, as we know, I would have seen that. You would have seen that. So, how did that happen? I want to know. let me know in the comment section below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was a great battle. Make sure you show Rhyquinn some Uturn love. That would be fantastic. Make sure you RCS to me, rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.